Hi, I'm back. My phone has decided to completely be insane to record with. So I know this is like the second video that you'll be watching, but this is like my fifth that I've recorded. So this is just gonna be a video series now, I'm really sorry. Anyways, I look absolutely insane, and I have a lot of Phantom of the Opera potential here. But unfortunately I'm gonna be basic and look like a teenager trying to pretend that she's a vampire. I promise that this wife beater is whiter in person. This is just so white that this looks really, really bad. I'm gonna clean off my lips because I look like this. Yay! I have lips now and I can talk without cracking my makeup. Yippee! I think why am I just giving you all my opinions? This is supposed to be a tutorial. Okay, so on what I just did, well, the camera was broken. I applied 2 layers of foundation and concealer near the eyes because this foundation stuff, like, I swear to God, it could just be wall paint and moisturizer mixed together, and I could not tell the difference. So I'm not putting that in my eyes. So I used this concealer that my mom bought 15 years ago. That was unsettling. Anyways, and then I set it, as I said earlier, with cornstarch, because cornstarch is the best thing to set white makeup with. And next I am going to be, I have the list written down on my computer. Alright, next I'm going to be doing black contour, which makes this look significantly better because I just kind of look like a worm right now. And my biggest tip for if you're trying to go for like super sharp contour is just to use like a card or something. I'm using my Mesa Public Library card. Mesa Public Library represent. Because it's easily accessible. You can use literally any card you want, but I wasn't showing my debit card on camera, even though I trust you. Alright, now what you want to do is locate your cheekbone, because this is a very sharp contour, and it's very important that you get it correctly. You get it correct. So, you're going to suck in your cheeks, and place the card that you're using kind of right in where the cheekbone is, and then start, like, tapping really close to the hairline, and then bring it down further. Make sure you go, like, on top of it, but it's really important that you get like a sharp line there. And then you can just keep using that line for reference. I'm getting more contour. I'm just using black eyeshadow as contour, because it's not that important. Contour is very important. It's not that important to use on specialized product, is what I'm saying. Sorry if I'm talking kind of weird. It's really uncomfortable to have my face kind of like painted down like this. Anyways, look at that perfectly sharp line. I'm gonna extend that a little bit more into my face. Now, I'm gonna do that on the other side and come back in a sec. I'm actually gonna show you a great example of what you do when you kind of mess up. If you mess up too bad, just hit the bricks, man. It's not worth it. But I have the shape slightly wrong. This is like a triangle over here, and this is more of like this. So what you want to do is just take your powder puff. I have a dedicated puff. This is the color that it is. This is just for goth makeup. This is just when I make myself goth. There's no other purpose to it. And you draw in the triangle that you have on the other side, and then you just dust it off. And look at that, it's shaped way better. I still look a little bit insane, so I'm gonna contour my face more. Most important thing when you're contouring your face is that you do it exactly like you would with normal contour and normal foundation, and kind of like normal base, normal contour. Just white and black. That's it. That's all you're doing. Except for the super sharp line, this is exactly the way that you would normally do it. I'm moving my black eyeshadow closer up here. Now, since this is so extreme, I like to do a lot of shadow around the edges so that it blends into my hairline a little bit more and it's not just like super crazy over there. So I'll come back in a second when I have that done. The card trick, if you want to use it, doesn't only apply to the cheekbones, although I think it looks better on the cheekbones, but literally anywhere that you want a sharp line, just use a card. I will not be using a card for my eyeliner because I'm not an amateur, but I will be using it for this because I want my contour to look super sharp. Like literally anywhere you just want like a super sharp line. And I'm using a smaller brush for my nose because I feel like it would look really stupid if I used the giant brush that I was using for my cheekbones to do my nose. Also, if you'll notice, I have, you know, the perimeter of my face shadowed out and I look a little bit less like a worm. But also, I have my neck shadowed out. If I had this buttoned, it would make me just look kind of like a normal person who happened to be like extremely white and black. Besides the lips, I can close that with your mind. And that's one of the most important steps of this, making you look like human, is to contour the neck. And most people don't even think of that. But if you just look like you were painted white, it's different than if you make yourself look like human. And I'm not completely done with the neck contour, but just the fact that there are shadows there instantly makes me look better, I think, in my humble opinion. Alright, now that I'm done with my neck, I have my shirt buttoned up, and the nose, I skipped over this because it takes too long to demonstrate, but one of the most important things that you can do with the nose is to take your big brush from earlier, and after you do that line, blend it out. Because just having a line there, it doesn't look like anything. It looks like you drew a line on your nose. But you're trying to create a shadow effect with contour. You know this because you are a trained makeup artist. I'm speaking like I would more in a YouTube video. And then you want to kind of blend it into where your eyebrows would usually be, because that's where the contour of your actual face is. And that's going to be super useful to us later. But now we're going to start on the most fun part of this whole thing, and my personal favorite, which I guess is why I described it that way, eyeliner. You know this about me. You know that I like eyeliner. You've seen me come into class every single day with a point for no reason. I'm not going anywhere. I just look like that. I'll start in a sec. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do when we start our eyeliner is the way that we start all other eyeliner that we do. And I'm going to look human in a moment, which is going to be great. You just start with a line on the top of your eye. And I mean, that's pretty much it. You just start. The only thing you gotta do in this part that's like complicated is make sure that they're both super, super even. Actually, that's not even important. Just go ham. I'm making sure they're even because I'm a perfectionist, but you genuinely don't have to. And another thing you're gonna want to do is just do this on the bottom part of your eyes also. You just want to basically have a consistent line all the way around your eyes. And once you're done with the bottom lid, you just kind of want to start a wing off into nowhere. The most important part, it goes along the bottom of your eye. Just kind of continue it out from there. Now you have a line. Make the same line on your other eye. And the best part is that because it's specifically tailored to your face, like, using facial ratios is always my best way to describe how to do your makeup to somebody. Just go with the angle of your face. This will look good on everybody's face because it's tailored to the way that their bottom half of the eye extends. So no matter what the shape of their eye is, it will look good with this technique. Just go up, and just keep going out, keep going out, keep going out, keep going out. This does not, by any means, have to be perfect. And now you have these lines. Now is the most fun part, is you get to decide what you're gonna do with these lines. Every goth has a different way of doing their eyeliner. The way that I like to do it is, since my eyebrows are taped down, or glued down, it gives a perfect opportunity to go along with that face shape. So I'm gonna extend these just a little bit more. And then draw towards this point where your eyebrow used to be. I just like to make little guidelines there. Just kind of drag this over in small strokes. And this is something that we're going to clean up later, not right now. And look at that, you got a line. Now you have two lines that are even to your face because you use your eyebrows as the ratio. I'm gonna correct this, come back on a sec. Super minor note, but it's gonna be important later, is you wanna take that last line that you did and see where your nose contour is kind of going up. You just wanna make sure that that is pointing towards your contour. That's going to be really important later, is just that it's pointing the same way. Alright, next what you're going to want to do is just kind of make a normal eyeliner inside of this. Just connect point A to point B. Alright, now what you should have is a line going across where your eyebrow would normally be, slightly under it, out to wherever you decided your wing should go. Should be pretty far out. And a normal, very large wing, which is normal for me, I don't know, inside of that. Now what we're going to do is one of the harder parts of this, which is taking the inner corner of your eye out super far. Most important part of this is to map out roughly where you think it should go on one eye. I like to have it feed almost into this. So I'm going to create a line that's parallel to the line we made earlier on both sides. Why am I in a Hawaiian shirt doing this? Being so for real, I don't know what possessed me to do this, other than the demon that is possessing me to be, ooh, scary gothic. Anyways, so I look great right now, and I'm looking in the mirror. You're just gonna wanna kind of flesh out that line and connect it to the one you made earlier, which is why this, it's okay if this is super thick towards the front. Like when I said the original line above your eye does not matter, it really doesn't. Or when I corrected myself and said, there's like nothing there that's difficult to do. You just make a line above your eye. The rest of this is the hard part. Hardest part is getting it even on both eyes, which is why I'm showing you the parallel lines aspect of it. And then, yeah, you just kind of feed that towards. Once you have a super rough line dictating that, you can clean it up. Alright, so now that I've sharpened up these lines, this, I promise this actually looks good. My eyelashes being white is just super off-putting, but it doesn't look bad right now. Like, in terms of sharpness of lines and everything, it's pretty good. Now the fact that my eyelashes are what's being the issue is what's inspiring this next step, which was in fact unplanned. Mascara! I was just gonna do it later, but I want this to look good now, and then I'll just do more mascara later. Come back in a sec where I look like a human being now. Yeah, so you should look something like this. Again, with the line, the normal, this. Here's where it gets interesting, and it requires just a little bit more technical skill, is connecting these 3 lines into your nose contour. You're gonna wanna use a smaller brush like this, and it's really important that you don't it's important that you blend it. Like, you can't even really tell that you're going from liquid eyeliner to eyeshadow there, because this one I'm not even gonna try to make that kind of a blend, but it's important on the top one. And you gotta be careful with it, because there's not really an opportunity for mistakes here, which is a great time to promote the library card. You're worried about mistakes? Library card. You need to check out a book? Library card. Huge fan of it. Infinite access to information and good eyeliner. Alright, you should look something like this, and if at any point you feel like because your eyes are have such a crazy thing going on right now, you want to go in and do more of this, which I'm kind of feeling like I should do right now, perfectly fine. Probably correct, even. But I'm gonna keep going with this. The next thing you have to do, I like to do eyebrows with this, and the fun part about it is that you can literally just liquid eyeliner in those eyebrows. This is more of a personalized thing, just do your eyebrows however you would normally do them, but slightly above where they normally are, for obvious reasons. These are in progress. Something that I like to do is put the start of them in the middle and then just draw a line out. But something I wanted to note was that in general, it's a good rule of makeup to never let your eyeliner go past the ends of your eyebrows. So what makes goth makeup kind of look good if you incorporate eyebrows in is putting the ends of your eyebrows at the ends of your eyeliner. It actually makes you look a lot more put together. One thing that I think is important to do, sorry, video didn't start in time, is keep your eyebrows like a little bit further in your eye from where you want them, so that you can create the blending effect in natural eyebrows of it tapering off with eyeshadow. You just do what you do with normal eyebrows, except with eyeshadow. It's also easier to clean up if you mess up really bad. And since this is more of an extreme makeup look, I'm kind of going for like a parallel effect. Yeah, to the ridge of the nose. Yeah, that's pretty much good. And you can always fill in with little hairs to blend it into that, which is what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it just looks better when you do that. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it looks like. Again, yeah, this is kind of wrinkling up a little bit here, but it just makes it look just a tad bit more natural, as if this could look natural, but makes your face look put together. It's good to do. Just, there's probably some form of face theory that supports it, but I don't know what the face theory is. I just know that it looks good. And now, the most important part, the lips. I lied. Not only are lips not the most important part, although pretty much anybody who is not like in any form of alternative community will think goth and think black lipstick and basic eyeliner, like what I wear every day, and some black lipstick. That's what people think goth is. This is goth. This is, I could never do. There's a girl at my school that does this every day. This is goth. I could never. I'm not goth. But the real most important part, which is eyeliner, still has more to go. I still needed to wet line. I know you're not supposed to. It looks better, and look at how red my eyes are in comparison to the rest of this everything. Like, it needs to be black or white. And also lashes and a reapplication of mascara. Something that I like to do when I'm doing something as extreme as this is I like to put on my eyelashes backwards, because the inner corner is the one where the lashes will have the most contrast, and putting the longer ones, these are supposed to be back here, putting these here makes my eyelashes more bold, I guess. It's the only way anyone can really see them, and I have some longer partial lashes to put at the back of them so that it's what's the word? So that the lengths go together. Proportional, that's what I was thinking. Alright, my lashes are on. And now it's time for the black lipstick, the pièce de résistance, the whole thing. I don't have black lipstick, but here's a tip, here's a trick that I've been using for pretty much the whole time I've been doing makeup like this. Put on regular lipstick and dab on some black eyeshadow with your finger, and it just turns into black lipstick, weirdly enough. So just give me like 1 second to show you that. So here we have some red lipstick, which when my face doesn't look like this, it's actually kind of my perfect shade. I can't believe I found it, and they discontinued it, so as soon as my tube's done, I'm never finding a shade that good again. Check this out. Put it on your hand. That easy. It is truly that simple. One of these days I should just go out and buy some black lipstick because, you know, clearly I'm alternative enough to. But I just don't feel like at least today I didn't feel like going out and spending $13 on a tube of lipstick I'll wear once a year, so here we are with this again. One year when I was in 8th grade, I used Sharpie on my lips for Halloween. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Don't do it. I make bad decisions so that nobody else has to. And then after that, I like to make the shape a little bit more angular with lip liner, aka eyeliner, because again, I don't have black lip products because I'm not that emo. So basically what I did here was I just took eyeliner and lined my lips with it. I don't overline on the bottom. I'm gonna show you an up close. I've been avoiding doing that because my dollar store white foundation is cracking so badly right now. But just to be a little closer, I took the corners of my lips out into a smile, and I sharpened up my Cupid's bow, which was very difficult because, as I said, this is cracking really badly. It's terrible. But I don't think it looks too bad from like a distance. I think I look very, very gothic. Which brings us to our second to last step, and our last step of the makeup tutorial, highlighter. This is my favorite because it's by far the easiest out of everything that we've done. Least complex, least anything. You just take highlighter and you put it on. I use my finger. You just put it down the bridge of your nose. I usually go pretty heavy on putting it down the bridge of my nose, because you gotta add some glow to this somehow. It's the only way you can really do anything with it. And then I have a brush that I use pretty much exclusively and specifically for the purposes of putting on highlighter, and it is this one. Here's what it's shaped like. It's highlighter pink, because that's literally all I've ever used it for. And I just put it on in kind of a straight line and then blend it out like this. The glow really isn't there on camera, but it looks really good in person. You just gotta trust me on this. And now pretty much all you do before the last step, which is not looking like this. I'm just gonna go put on like a basic black dress so that the final product isn't this. Is just to make sure that you like everything that you've done so far. If there's anything that you want to tweak a little bit, maybe say you don't like the sharpness of these and you want to blend it out a little bit so it looks more natural. Just anything that you think isn't finished yet. I'm debating maybe making this a little bit more of a buttony nose, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I look kind of like elegant. I look exactly like my mom, somehow. Like, I see the resemblance more that all my facial features are gone. Her and I have a very similar face shape. That was unnecessary, I just felt like saying that. So I'm gonna go, not be goth in a Hawaiian shirt. Oh, if you want to show any of your, friends goth in a Hawaiian shirt, here's what I look like as goth in a Hawaiian shirt. Alright, and here's the finished product. I think this is my best angle with this style. I definitely haven't perfected it, especially because I haven't put it on in about 8 months, but I think it looks pretty good. It was definitely kind of a trust the process, and if you don't want to look like this in the end, then the process failed you, but I think it looks good. I'm sorry to subject you of 27 minutes of, or I'm sorry to subject you to 27 minutes, 28 now, of me rambling and slapping on incredibly cheap makeup to look like Robert Smith from The Cure. I hope you have a good day, and if you're watching this at the time that I'm submitting it, I'm so sorry.